Mr. Chairman, good to see you. I give Caroline a lot of credit. That video is over 2 minutes long. So if I played the whole thing, we wouldn't be able to talk. Have you ever, and I know you're a student of history, we've never seen this before, have we?
Not this intensity, not this focus, here's the big thing. He's an actual elected official who's doing exactly what he told the voters he was going to do. I tell people all the time, I think we make this job way too complicated. What'd you tell the voters you were going to do when you put your name on the ballot? If they elect you, go do what you said. President Trump did it in his first term. He's doing it now with even more intensity, more focus, more speed than I've ever seen in any president, certainly in my lifetime. So this is exactly what the American people voted for, 77 million of them, and it's great to see him doing what he said he would do.
Let me ask you about a question that Tulsi Gabbard had a difficult time answering last week during her confirmation hearing. She was asked by multiple senators, including Republicans. James Lankford, Oklahoma, asked her this question. Do you think Edward Snowden is a traitor? Why do you think she had such a difficult time responding to that question, even if she doesn't think he was a traitor?
Well, I think she believes that the information we got from Snowden helped us understand what we later learned was a government that was actually spying on the American people. We know from James Comey, for example, we know they altered a document. Think about what they did. The Clinton campaign paid the law firm Perkins Coie, who hired Fusion GPS, who hired a foreigner, Christopher Steele, who put together a fake document that they then took to the court, to the FISA court, the secret court, to get a warrant to go spy on President Trump's campaign. So Snowden was sort of the front end of what the government was up to. Comey became sort of, I think, the example we all point to. But I think she was underscoring how dangerous this was to Americans' right. Snowden did things wrong, no doubt about it. He broke the law, no doubt about it. But he also gave us information that, wow, that was actually going on in our government. I think that's what Tulsi was trying to get across. And by the way, she is committed to changing FISA, making sure we're only spying on foreigners. And if they're going to come after Americans, they're going to use your name, your phone number, your email address to search that giant database of information. Guess what? They got to go get a warrant from a separate and equal branch of government and prove there's probable cause before they can do that search. We lost that vote 212 to 212 last Congress. This issue comes back up in 14 months. We need to win it, and we need Tulsi in the administration side helping us with that effort.
Yeah, and you need Mike Johnson to be, more vocally on board next time around. I'm just wondering, Mr. Chairman, so typically when the nominee from the opposing party is welcomed into a cabinet, the vote is overwhelmingly bipartisan. We went back to Reagan. Every vote going back to Reagan, when a Democrat welcomes in a Republican or vice versa, is almost unanimous. Tulsi Gabbard, 2020, a lot of people thought that she was a future Democrat president in the making. Now she's working for Donald Trump. What happened to the bipartisanship with this kind of stuff?
Well, the left now controls the Democrat Party. I always say not all Democrats are crazy, but the left that controls their party is, and they are just radical. And what they did to Tulsi a couple years ago, I invited Tulsi in as a witness when we were talking about the censorship industrial complex, big government pressuring big tech to censor folks like you and I and Tulsi. And she came in as a Democrat. The Democrats went after her because they were so committed to stifling speech from conservatives, to going against the First Amendment, free speech, and the rights we have. That's why they're against her now. And Tulsi, that's when she's, I think, started making the change from Democrat to independent to Republican. And now looks like she's going to get confirmed. And God bless her. She was great in that hearing, even though the Democrats came after her.
Okay, just a quick one. So a lot of reporting about comments President Zelensky of Ukraine made. What's funny, Congressman, is, 2 years ago we wouldn't have this conversation. But apparently he doesn't know where more than $100 billion went. And I just asked Katie Britt, Senator Alabama, the same question. I'm going to ask everybody this question until I get an answer. But to me, this is like the crime cover-up, something both neither of the century.
Well, not only does he not know where the money went, I don't know what all the money was for. Rob, tell me what the goal was. No one can define what the objective was. I mean, normally when you're going to get involved and you're going to commit American tax dollars to some foreign policy, there needs to be an objective, a measurement. How do we measure when we win? What to say? When we drive Russia out of the eastern region? When we drive them out of Crimea? And they've had Crimea since 2014, when Barack Obama was president. So no one could ever tell me the goal. So not only do we not know what the goal is, all this money was sent there, now we don't know where the money went, for goodness sake. That's how wrong this was and why we need President Trump to make the change he told the American people he was going to make, which he'll do relative to Ukraine.
Yeah, and just, again, let's say Russia and Ukraine reach a deal and Russia keeps control of the Donbass region, those 4 territories, those 4 regions in eastern Ukraine. Does that mean they win the war? To me, that means they win the war.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to shake out. What I do know is no one could tell me ever, and this is when I stopped supporting the money there. I said, what's the objective? And if you can tell me what it is, how are we going to measure that? Right. And some people said, well, it's this. We never knew. That's a problem. That is just foreign policy 101. If you're going to get involved in some kind of conflict, know what the goal is, know what the objective is, and how do you determine when you reach that objective.
All right. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, great to see you. Thanks for being with us tonight.
You bet. Thank you.